that was a lot for me. But either way, by the time you get the big fight, everything else, I like too. Like you do get an explanation for why she didn't come back, and like Monica blipped. She wakes up, her mom is gone and dead.
I'm glad they reminded us. Yes. I hate to say that, but I'm glad they reminded us.
Yeah, I mean, but it was part of why she felt that way. Yeah. And then when you see that Carol did come back when she blipped, she kind of is like, oh, like, and with the blip happening, Carol had so much shit going on. She's off world. She's thinking about all these other planets, which she states in Endgame, the beginning of Endgame, and anytime you see her, there's planets that don't have you guys. It kind of makes her it kind of makes Monica realize, like, oh, like she wasn't. It just there was no communication.
No, and Monica said, I'm sure, thanks for saving me by undoing the blip, but where were you? And at the same time, we get some backstory into Carol, and that she thought she was doing something good, but ended up huge mess up. And
but like
the Kree are off trying to destroy planets, and she's trying to fix that.
But you hear her too, like the thought process of why she did it. She's still recovering memories that they took from her.
Yep.
So when she got her shit back together at the end of the first one, she was like, I'm gonna go there and I'm destroying this planet because fuck you guys. But it's like, she learned that wasn't the thing to do.
Yeah. So that's one of the main reasons why she's off planet. So there was a lot of abandonment issues, which I don't want to skip to the end, but because we're talking about it, I'm going to skip to the end.
Jump into it.
Stay. That's all I got to say. Stay and watch it.
Before you get into that, let's talk about the Quick Young Avengers. That was cool.
Yes.
Once again, as a fangirl, she's getting to do the Nick Fury scene with a new generation. I like too. She's like, "You're the only young hero." And she's like, "Dude, I'm 23." Like, she's like, "Yeah, but you're younger." Like, she was just. I thought that was cool.
And they both, as actresses and characters, bought into it.
No,
like
they're
Kate
great.
Bishop was like.
But she was another one too that idolized a hero, wanted to become a hero, and now is one in her own right. So now you're having all these people meet up, and she even mentions like her and Ant-Man's got a daughter.
Exactly,
that's what I was
going to say.
So we're building towards that. Now, Stinger time.
The beginning, Monica's mom, is there, and you're like, okay.
I rewatched it. They posted it online. You can go look it up if you want, but like. Her acting in that 45 seconds is so good because she's overwhelmed with this, like, oh my God.
You're talking about Monica.
Yeah, she's like, you're here. I'm sorry. I don't know. And she's just like, bitch, who are you? And then
we don't know that at first. We don't know.
You hear her being like, what are you?
Yeah. But when they first show her mom, you're like, oh, cool.
Oh, yeah.
In this dimension or universe,
her mom's alive.
They're together again.
Yeah.
And then you cut back to her and she's like, who are you?
So it sounds like, I mean, that is her mom.
Yeah.
She just doesn't have a kid in that universe. But then we see Blue Hand walk by, hear the voice. One of the best casting decisions of the old run of not great superhero movies, I will still stand by, as Kelsey Grammer.
It might be the only thing of X3 that was worth a deal.
Worth a shit. Yeah, 100%. Kelsey Grammer as Hank McCoy. And the way he looked.
Oh, yeah.
That was a comic accurate look. The underbite with the fangs.
Loved it.
Listen,
and he's doing science shit in the background, trying to figure out who Monica Rambeau is, where she came from.
100%.
I'm doing research for Charles. I'm like, oh.
So, I've said it before. I'll say it a million times. I wish that universe, the Fox universe, would just die and go away because I'm ready for new shit. That being said, this looks like a different beast.
Yes.
It has been stated for Deadpool that he is a different Wolverine because the Wolverine we had is dead.
And we've seen the costume.
And so it's I'm not totally against having actors show up to play versions of these characters, especially if it's a send-off. Like we have to know Hugh Jackman doesn't want to play Wolverine for another 30 years. We have to know that. So we have to know we're getting to an end of this. But Kelsey Grammer as Beast, that was outstanding.
Yeah.
But he looked great.
I felt so bad
played great
because Brandon and I were talking when he first came over off camera. I had no idea. So a movie I already enjoyed, boom, this comes in. And I was like, mind blown.
Yeah.
Brandon's like, it was already spoiled for
me. Yeah, Reddit spoiled that for me 2 days before the movie came out because nobody can just like not jump on a spoiler for
and
anything.
say it. like we said, spoiler alert. Okay,
Yeah.
if you say it,
Well, no, I
just
mean,
let
like
everybody know.
what I did was I clicked into something and it was in a comment that was not.
That's what I mean. I'm so tired of people pulling this crap.
Yeah, it's exhausting. But either way, with the end of Loki, the reason I'm okay with what like the stinger and everything is because the end of Loki finally establishes a working multiverse of stories. So they talk about the 616 at the end of Loki, which is our comic book universe. So it is now showing that all of this exists, and that's the whole idea. So I'm not totally against seeing a Kelsey Grammer beast at this point. But
well,
I
that's
thought
almost the whole
so good
point. What I took away from season 2 of Loki was they're pruning, getting rid of all these other dimensions. Doctor Strange 2, getting rid of, trying to close it, trying to get back. No Way Home, gotta close it. But now with Loki, it's like, no,
but
we're gonna have them thrive.
That being said, we'll talk about this more with Loki. Is this takes if on the MCU timeline, season 2 takes place before all of those.
Oh, you're right. Yes.
So it looks like there's still stuff dealing with maybe the Kang buildup, the Kang dynasty, because all of that takes place post Loki season 2.
So that is an interesting concept that the TVA has accepted this.
Yes.
But I'm going to include us in the Marvel. Us, as normal Marvel people in their universe, have to come to terms with it. So that's why they're still trying to close these things. But
it also shows that like some things are problematic still, like incursions and things like that. But all in all, I thought this was a good kind of just add-on to what we're building towards. Obviously, we're leading into Deadpool.
I got the sense more than anything from this movie that Marvel knows what they're doing, because like literally the last 2 weeks, all we've heard is the executives got together, they're panicking, Iron Man's coming back, Captain America's coming back.
But see, like here's the thing with that, and like this is the number one thing I'm trying to stay away from here at Nerd Alert is assumptions.
Yeah,
it's like the Jonathan Majors stuff. Because no news has come out, everyone's jumping to conclusions. Just shut the fuck up and let things happen. Let's just see what happens. There's no like official reports about any of the things you just said. It's all just online speculation. Yeah. Stop speculating.
And a lot of it's based in hate.
Yeah,
like we hate where this is going. It's like,
so I want the original Avengers back. I'm sure you're
man.
going to get all of them back. I guarantee you're going to see Cap traveling with the Infinity Stones in this movie. Like I guarantee you this is like or in the Kang stuff coming up. But like just relax. We don't have to make shit up to make news, because then what happens is people put their like emotions into these literally made up out of thin air rumors, and they're just like, well, now I'm mad it didn't happen the way I wanted. And it's like, that's not how any of this fucking works.
And for all those people who are like, there's just too much. Well, good news for you. We have one Marvel movie coming out next
year. Dude, that is going to be a weird year. Just Deadpool.
It is. So you're going to get what you asked for, good or bad. And one thing I did want to mention that we didn't, I really enjoyed Kamala Khan's family in this movie.
They were so much fun.
Any background, Pakistan, I don't know much about that area of the world. It was phenomenal to, once again, learn something in a fictional movie, to learn something that's real, to get more awareness, and just to see this family unit and how they work. And one of my favorite scenes was when they're crashing to Earth and Samuel Jackson and the family are in the same pod, and I don't remember the brother's name, but he's praying. He's like, Are you praying?
He's like, keep praying.
And he stops because it's like, a normal American would have been like, ooh, I can't be Muslim around other people. He's like, don't stop. We need all the help we can get.
He just keeps saying, thank you, Nick. After everything. He's like, amen.
Thank you, Nick.
Amen.
And I'm like, that's perfect, man. That's what our country is.
No, the family was great. They were great in the show. It was cool that they got some time.
And when they got into the fighting in the beginning, when they kept switching places, they got like the mop on the dude's head.
I thought that, like I said, I enjoyed every part of that. I think you should go see it. It was a fun time at the movies.
And go open-minded, like we said at the beginning of this. This was not made for two white guys.
Here's the thing, too. If you don't fucking like it, just don't watch it.
Yeah, shut the fuck up. Let other people go see it. It was enjoyable.
Yeah, I had fun. I'm done with people just talking shit to talk. Like, there's a lot of movies I don't like. We'll do reviews on here, and we'll bring it up if it comes up again. But we're not starting every segment with how bad this movie is 10 years late. Like, just move. Like,
you know what I'm hoping? because of the special effects with the fighting and switching and even the costumes, I hope we get to say Academy Award winning The Marvels.
Dude, that'd be dope.
Yeah, because then we can ignore
Suicide Squad one. Like, go on. All right, yeah, that was good.